Welcome to another episode of Geekmen and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
Zombie.
Harry.
Humira.
That's right. You got a full house tonight.
Together with our powers combined, we are the Thunder Nerds.
That's right. Oh, so how's everybody doing tonight?
Still alive.
It's my day off.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
And I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
All right.
That's right. Darn right you shouldn't. So, we're gonna before we get into the movies, is there anything we want to talk about? Any shows we've been watching or anything like that?
I did check out a really good show on Monday on Madness Network called Frickin' Figures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Shameless
show.
self-promotion.
Yep. We're moving the Toy Talk to Mondays. So
that's right.
If you've gotten familiar with our show, our setup, the way we typically do stuff on Fridays, we decided to kind of cut the show in half and move that to Mondays and focus on the entertainment stuff on Fridays.
Yep. Indeed.
Yep.
It was mainly because it got out of hand.
Link.
We were talking for an hour. An hour before we got into
that was really, let's be honest, that was really just me and you, Dustin.
Yeah. I was
we
not
created
part of
this.
that show.
We created this.
Not my fault.
But it was good because this is what I've always wanted to do. I always wanted to do this anyway, so it worked out.
Right. And now that we're part of the Madness Network, we can kind of branch out and do what we used to do. We used to have multiple shows that we did throughout the week. If we had somebody to interview or whatever, we kind of tried to work around their schedule and all that kind of stuff. And me being the toy guy, I could fill 2 or 3 hours just talking about toys and stuff by myself. So when you include other people in that, it kind of makes sense. Let's make it its own show again. And we found a spot. And, we're trying Mondays out. So if you're joining us now and you like toys, you like action figures, join us on Monday nights.
Yep. This week's show, Frickin' Figures.
Love it.
So, usually we kind of start the show with like a what's in the box type of thing. And this week we're kind of shooting from the hip and everything.
This week we can talk about...
I've got something that I do want to share that's
okay.
just completely ridiculous. I got these in.
Oh yeah,
nice.
the socks.
The socks came in.
Greatest thing I've seen this week.
There you go. The Mountain Dew Baja Blast 20th anniversary socks, and they're nice quality. I will give them that. They're made by the Sock Club. Never heard of them.
Dude, Mountain Dew is not going to skimp.
It's a product. It's a product of USA too. So
yeah,
nice.
I got to give it to them. They are nice. They're nicer than what I thought they were going to be.
It's obviously not the paper socks that you slip on in the shoe store.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to give them to one of the kids or something. I don't know that I'm going to wear these.
If you ever have dress pants, good represent. Underneath the
dress pants. we don't do the silly sock Tuesdays at work or nothing. So
all the doctors at our hospital wear crazy socks all the time.
The department that I work in frowns on that.
All right.
They frown on a good time, huh?
So, but yeah, no. We actually went to Taco Bell. I put it in my Baja Blast in a bottle so I wouldn't be sipping on a straw on TV.
Okay.
So we got the full Baja experience. We had Taco Bell, got the Baja Blast from them.
Nice. What'd you get? Anything good? Are you still getting that?
My go-to is that new steak grilled cheese burrito.
That's his new go-to.
Yeah.
That's one I wanted to get, but I didn't get last time.
You got to be careful ordering that because if you don't specify steak, they'll give you that ground beef, and it's just not as good.
Well, yeah, that too.
I didn't order it.
No, you ordered it, but they gave me something different.
Oh,
It wasn't
you
what I
should've
wanted.
I must be the only person who just goes
Hey,
and
Pops.
orders 100 soft tacos, I guess.
Hey, Pops.
Jeez.
I could definitely go for 100 soft tacos. I'm actually really hungry right now, so
I'm sorry.
So one Friday, we're just gonna have to everybody get Taco Bell, and then
I don't think nobody wants to watch us
We-
eat online.
you'll literally see me
live
eat
stream.
50 soft tacos
What happens to the other 50?
tomorrow morning. That'll be breakfast.
Nothing wrong with that.
50 soft tacos.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I can do it. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you can because I know I can. So
I
Yeah.
don't doubt it.
I mean, they're nothing.
3 bites.
Yeah,
Gone.
if that. I mean, the longest part about the whole taco eating experience is putting the salsa on.
Oh, I don't even do that. I ain't wasting time.
Exactly. But I
Okay, next Friday, 9 o'clock. Both of you guys, let's see who can do it.
know I can do it.
Yeah.
So it's
No, I want to see
First
it
ever
online.
Geekmen taco
Yeah.
eating
Eating contest.
Done.
Okay,
Oh, no.
Friday at 9.
are you off next Friday?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Starting shit
good
and you
is
ain't
that?
even going to be here.
I know, right? She'll be here Monday.
Will I?
She'll be on with us Monday.
Oh.
I think, right? I don't know, maybe.
No one knows.
No.
It's a day-to-day thing.
It really is. But
Let's see.
So,
what
but
was
to
the next
answer
thing?
your question before I interrupted with
Yeah.
my socks, I ain't been watching shit. Not shows. I've been watching movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am off Monday.
I watched this week. Kind of went back and watched this because we've been watching Mayor of Kingstown. So whenever I get Paramount Plus, I go check out anything else that's come out, and so I had to watch one of Taylor Sheridan's other shows, which was that Special Ops Lioness show.
Yes, that is a good show.
Yeah,
Good show.
inspired by a true story. It was pretty. It was good. Just one little fly in my ointment with it.
What?
The main girl who was the plant that basically the Marine.
Yeah.
There was something about that actress that annoyed the hell out of me. I don't
Wasn't it
understand
the
Zoe?
way she talked,
No.
trying to be like, I think a little bit too much of a badass.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't. It didn't come across as natural
Yeah.
to me.
It felt very forced.
Yeah, and so.
But
when
I thought
she
that was
talking,
just I thought that was the purpose of the character. Like she was trying to seem all tough.
maybe. I don't know. It just it did not come across as
Got it.
authentic acting to me at all. But I mean, like Zoe Saldana, like her character was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the story's good. Just that one character, which she's not even really the main character. She's just what the mission revolves around. So
Right.
she doesn't get most of the screen time, but that just one little thing just bothered the hell out of me. But Nicole Kidman was good in it. I mean,
Yeah.
people watch it. I mean, you'll
Yeah.
enjoy it.
And it's getting a season 2 where unfortunately they announced that Halo is not getting another season this week,
What?
which I find disappointing because I actually liked the season 2. I thought it was much better because it didn't have that, I don't know, Michelle Kwan or whatever the crap her name is.
Michelle Kwan.
Whatever her name is.
Yeah, the figure skater.
Well,
Wasn't that Michelle Kwan? Wasn't she?
I don't know.
Michelle
It's
Kwan
just
was
the
a
name
figure
that
skater.
is sticking in my head right now.
Derry's right. You're not. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know it's not her character name, but
Michelle Kwan, United States Ambassador to Belize. She was a figure skater.
Yeah.
Born in 1980.
The Asian type character in the show, her name was Kwan something.
Yeah, exactly. It was Kwan.
I don't think it was Michelle.
No, it wasn't Michelle. I said Michelle because that's what was in my head. But it was Kwan something or other.
My personal opinion of the Halo show, it's half trash, half good. It's good when they're in the suits actually doing stuff. The rest of the time, I could leave it. I don't care about it.
That's fair.
That part of it's hot garbage. But when they're in the suits and they're actually doing something, I liked it.
Actually, I mean, I was so pumped because like they introduced the Flood, and it's just like that was really cool. And the Arbiter, the Grand Arbiter was so freaking cool. It's like that's cool to really see that.
They would have had a perfect TV show if they just would have stuck to the script of the first and second game closely.
Yeah.
We don't need Spartans. We need one Spartan, Master Chief.
Yeah.
And if they had stuck to those storylines, I mean, those are two of the best written games I think I've ever played. Like the story just hooks you. And in my opinion, they dropped the ball on the show.
Agreed.
biggest problem, and some people probably think this is petty, but they showed Master Chief's face. He took off the helmet. Like, there's always supposed to be that mystery there. And I will say, I don't know if I've said this when we talked about Halo before, because I think we did a few months ago.
Yeah.
There is a YouTube series that was made, like, at the end of the 2000s. I think it's called, like, Forward Onto Dawn or whatever, about, like, kids getting trained in the military, but then Master Chief shows up. That series is better than the Paramount Plus series. Like, by far, in my opinion, which isn't always popular opinion, but it was just an okay, like, time waster for me. It didn't really feel like Halo. It probably could have been a decent sci-fi show.
Yeah.
I like Pablo Schreiber or whatever his name is. I mean, he was awesome in Den of Thieves, but I did not like that they took all the mystery away from the Master Chief character. That's like one of the coolest things, I think.
Right. It's like Judge Dredd. You don't remove his helmet.
And they thought the same thing with Boba Fett, and that's a big reason why people were griping about him not having his helmet on all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
if they were going to take off Boba Fett's helmet, it should have been the guy who played Boba Fett in the original Star Wars movies that was underneath there. Have you ever seen that picture, Dustin?
Yeah.
Where he's sitting there, I think he's like smoking or something.
He's got like that 70s mustache, and he's got glasses on.
They should have, if they were going to take his helmet off in the series, they should have just stuck that dude in there. It said F. Tamura Morrison or whatever his name is.
Good Lord.
We're sticking the real Boba Fett in there.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I disagree. I wholeheartedly liked it. And I mean, Boba Fett's my guy. And as I point to the poster that none of y'all can see.
No,
but
I'll stay away from the Boba Fett conversation because it'll probably be the end of us talking on this show on Fridays. So,
oh boy,
I won't go down that route.
I know it is not a popular show because I tried to resurrect it multiple times, and I even posted pictures of Boba Fett and Chrysanthemum and saying like, hey, look, like everyone's talking about bring back Alkalite. How about bring back Book of Boba Fett? Because that was a good show.
So I have zero issues with the Book of Boba Fett because the problems with Boba Fett started long before any of that stuff. Here's my problem with Boba Fett. He is one of the coolest looking characters in all of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
They totally dicked him over in the original trilogy, and just did not give him enough of a footprint. Yeah. But then you had a ton of people when we were kids that were massive Boba Fett fans. I was like, why? Like, dude went out like a punk. Like, he's supposed to be this badass bounty hunter. He walked around with Han Solo and Carbonite a little bit in one movie, and then he fell in the pit in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. But the reason that why I think he had such a huge following is because he actually was resurrected in the books.
Well, and I'll give you that, but I know there's a lot of kids out there that loved him and they didn't ever read a book.
I mean, he looked cool.
Oh yeah. Mandalorians are some of the coolest looking characters.
He had that look, and it just resonated with, okay, that character looks cool.
Yeah. Well, here's a good point example. So my buddy Eric Bertram, his wife Christine is a huge Boba Fett fan, has been her entire life. Guarantee you, she never read any of the Star Wars, like what's Legends now books, just because he was cool looking. Not on his merits of what he did in the movies, because there really wasn't that much there.
Right.
So, like, come on now. You got to at least back it up if you say they're going to be the coolest character. Wicket is cooler than Boba Fett in those movies.
I don't know about that. He is cool, but mainly because the Warwick Davis is inside him.
Come on. There we go, right there. So one of the greatest characters ever.
That's so cute. Damn glare. There we go.
I mean, he delivered his line, Ichowama, so good. It touched a lot of people.
Wait. Eat your what?
Ichowama.
Eat your mama.
That's what we always said as kids. We thought it was.
Nope. Not touching that one.
And then Princess Leia's sitting there feeding him potato chips. Like, great.
So what
like,
I want to know,
Oscar-worthy.
What I want to know is, where did the Ewoks get the dress that they gave to Leia?
It means they must have had someone else.
I'm just saying.
People said, "Oh, that means they must have eaten whoever used to be the dress." But I think it goes. What did anyone hear that beeping sound?
I didn't hear a beep. I just heard some weird like other sound.
Oh, okay. It was probably my voice, but anyway. I think it was. If you like look into the lore, maybe I think it's probably they made it and they really fast and made it for her, like fast stitchers.
I don't think them short little bastards are doing anything fast.
Maybe they traded with an Amish community.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but there's also a series of movies that are now, I think they're on Disney Plus still, but there's two movies, and I think one of them might have been a girl that hung out there with them, and that might have been how they got the dress. So it's in a movie.
Somebody's just trying to cover their ass. They did not eat a lady.
It was in the script. That's why they had the dress.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, so I've been watching. I watched The Beekeeper. Have you seen that yet?
Is it good?
Yep.
I felt like looking at it from the outside, like the preview, that it maybe was going to be similar to The Bricklayer. So I kind of steered clear of The Beekeeper.
Beekeeper.
I don't know, but I enjoyed it. But also, this goes to show that I also enjoyed. I've been rewatching the Fast movies. So I went back and watched the first one, second one, third one, etc. Because I didn't know where exactly it was that I fell off the train. but I wanted to find it so that way it would help me understand the story better, because I remember going to the theater or something, or watching a pirated version, seeing like and seeing like Letty like not know who she was, and I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Like, what's with this, and what's going on? And so anyway, I went back and I remember going through each one and finally figured out where it was that I fell off. And yeah, it was pretty much right around when Paul died. So
Yeah.
See, my journey with the Fast movies was, I mean, the first one, I don't know, I was like a junior in high school, maybe sophomore. I just got my license, so we were all like, we got to go buy imports and race them and all this. So, I mean, I love that movie. And then the second one came out, and it was okay. We were kind of pissed that Vin Diesel didn't come back for it.
He was in the post-credit scene, though.
Yeah, I watched. Well, no, that was the third one. That's Tokyo Drift, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the third one. I didn't even go see that one in the theaters. I was like, I'm not interested in this. It doesn't have any of the main cast in it anymore. Yeah. I didn't see it till I think right before the fourth one came out, because then it was bringing back Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. And then Fast Five's probably my favorite of the whole series, where they're in Brazil. I think that's one of the best movies. And then I think I've fallen off. I watched after Paul died. But once they started just stuffing the movie full of all these characters, like, and all the bad guys started turning into good guys and became part of the family, and then the storylines got really ridiculous. I think the last one I watched was the one where Charlize Theron turns Vin Diesel against everybody.
Okay. So probably Fast 9, I think.
Maybe it's 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And I was done then. I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like, this is like a relationship where you're being beaten.
Yeah.
And you just gotta get out.
Well, okay, so I believe, for me, and I know Kurt feels this way too, it's more like a guilty pleasure type movie. It's just there. It's sure to entertain you no matter what, because it's just like, holy crap, they did that. Oh boy, what are they going to do next?
Once it started doing like the space and all that, like I couldn't do it anymore.
That was wild. And they didn't take the time to explain how they re-entered space, or maybe they just shot up another rocket and got them off the space station or something like that. It's hard to imagine what happened. But anyway,
I mean, I can take far-fetched stuff. I mean, I watched Top Gun Maverick and loved it. Like, it's maybe not as far-fetched as driving a car in space, but I mean, there's some crazy stuff at the beginning of that movie, and I mean, I enjoy it. It's just the execution in those movies is, they reach too far without providing any good explanation, and
it's managed to entertain me in regardless. It's just like every time I'm like, I don't think I'll be able to watch this, and I do, and it's like, okay, well, that wasn't that bad. That wasn't as bad as what I was expecting. That's not as bad as what everyone's talked about and hyped it up to be. Well, not hyped it, maybe bashed it into a corner. So I'm going in the mindset thinking, oh, this movie's going to be trash. Everyone says it's trash. It got poor rating on all the other sites, blah, blah, blah. My expectations are on the floor. And then it comes in.
So then you enjoy it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. That's fun. I'm surprised they did it. And they've managed to up the game every single time. And it's at this point now, it's like, I want to go see what they're going to do to make it more outrageous than the last one.
My problem is I always compare to like the original.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh wow, this guy owned a car shop. a little grocery store, and then just rob semi trucks.
Yeah.
Now we're flying a car in space. Like that's my problem is I can't let that go.
Yeah,
like where it started to where it is now.
You have to separate it your mind from that. You have to pick it up back up with like I think Fast 5 when they're going on a legit heist and the games are like really high at that point. And that's where you have to continue.
Yeah.
Like you have to take that movie and then continue with like, okay, expecting that and then up your game a little bit.
Zombie, we're just melting Zombie's brain right now. Like he's like,
the whole time I'm picturing, where it started and how it's going. But it's the picture of the guy from Cabin in the Woods standing in front of the whiteboard with all the shit behind him. And I just see Vin Diesel taking the darts and just throwing them. Yep, that'll work. That'll work. All right. We got a movie.
That's very much what it seems like.
Pretty much what it is. There's always that scene where the team comes together and they're like, all right, how are we going to do this? And then you got Rome who's there going, yeah, are you crazy? We can't do this shit. Are you crazy? Blah, 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 blah. All the time. And then, Ludacris is like, yeah, man, I don't know.
Dude,
that sounds
it's
pretty
Chris
crazy.
Bridges, bro.
Yeah.
We're talking about a movie, not his music career. He's Chris Bridges.
Well, whatever. I mean, they did that rap song in the one, and he's Luda coming at you, whatever. Anyway, but that's besides the point. My point is, it's something to do, and I've been watching them to figure out where I got lost, and then now I'm all caught up and ready to go, and it's like, okay, let's see the next one. Let's see where they go. Let's see how crazy this shit gets.
You know what we've just proven? We've just proven that we don't even need toys to just go in random directions.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be
What's the whole point?
ADHD without going off on a
I don't even know how we got to Fast and the Furious.
I brought it
What have
out.
you been
There was
watching
but
for the week?
we went
It was him.
Halo. We started with Halo,
Yeah.
and then we went to Boba Fett. Then we went to the Ewoks,
Yeah.
and then now we're at Fast and the Furious.
All I was gonna say was I watched the first 3 Expendables movies because they were on Tubi.
Yeah.
And he's pulling out Fast and the Furious on us.
That is what he's been doing.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been doing, and of course we still watch The Office in our free time, and while we're eating lunch and stuff and whatnot. But yeah, and I watch Big City Greens with my kids and Batman and the animated series, the OG series, with my youngest daughter. Youngest daughter. So yeah. Oh, and watching Wednesday
with Katie.
I
watched
still
an
haven't
episode
seen
of
Wednesday. My
this
wife watched it, but I didn't watch it because I loved Addams Family when I was a kid.
Yeah,
It's not bad. It's not.
yeah,
bad
it really
at all.
isn't.
She does a really good job playing Wednesday.
Oh, I'm stoked. I really want to see Beetlejuice though.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's
Really?
gonna
God, I
be
hope they don't screw it up.
that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Oh, do you not to prolong this, but Zombie, did you catch the final Deadpool trailer today?
No.
Yeah, they put out a new one. Makes the movie, in my opinion, seem more serious. Like there's a serious conversation going on because you're bringing in Wolverine, who's pretty dark
Rough
and heavy.
tumble.
Yeah. But it shows X-23 back.
Lady
Shows
Deadpool.
like the main antagonist. Like you just get to see a lot more, and it gives it much more of a dramatic feel than.
Yeah.
But the funny parts are funny because it's Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds together,
yeah.
which they've been trying to do for
Ever. It's so hilarious. Like
I do love their repertoire back and forth.
Mhm.
It's
I think it'll be better than the second one. Like I think it looks better than the second one.
I would love to see Taskmaster brought back properly because there is a comic book, and this was done around the time when Udon did their version of Taskmaster. So there was a comic book, something called I remember Agent X, but then there was a title. I can't remember what it was. I want to say like Outlaws or something. I can't remember. I don't know.
Yeah.
Taskmaster was in it, and of course Deadpool was in it. You got Agent X, and then there was a couple of other characters. And what they're doing with this movie, Deadpool Wolverine, reminds me a lot of that back and forth, because Deadpool and Taskmaster hate each other, and they hate this other character, Agent X, even more than each other, and so they all have to work together, and the whole time they are just one-shotting back and forth, and I would love to see that, because if they do it right in this movie, I mean, to me, that's funny as hell. It's a great read. I just wish I could remember what the name of the comic book was, but I'm sure somebody could search real quick and find that out. But I loved that Taskmaster Udon design too, so that's kind of my favorite version of him.
Yeah,
that's what I would want to see.
Maybe we'll get it. They say that this is essentially it's going to be like introducing Wolverine into the Marvel world.
MCU. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So maybe they'll have Daniel Radcliffe in it because he's going to take over.
I haven't heard that for sure.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. That'll be his second hairy character.
Anyway. All right, so let's see. We're at 33 minutes in.
Movie
do you want to
time.
start talking about these movies?
Yeah.
All right,
Do it.
we have been working to come up with a system to rate. And so here is our Baja Blast system, where we were trying to rate the movies on last week. We said it in jest, but I think we're going to go ahead and give out stars that look like this when we put up our decisions for the movies. I don't know.
All right.
So here's how we came up with. Let's see. How do I got to do this? Add to stage. Why isn't it?
I'm just waiting to see where this is going.
I think we're.
Oh,
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
I mean, I sent it in our group chat, so.
Hopefully we looked at it.
Hey.
All right, so
judgment-free zone.
I didn't look at it.
Yeah, I know you didn't. I caught you up later.
I looked at it. I saw it. I didn't read it, so I have no idea what any of this stuff says.
You can't see it on the screen? Okay,
I didn't read it ahead of time, so.
All right, so with which one do you want to talk about first, Push or Elysium? We'll say
Push.
I think
Let's
there's
do Push first.
Yeah.
Let's get it out of the way.
Okay.
Push it out of the way.
Push it out of the way.
Said that.
Not in a bad way, just I don't know. I think
oh yes,
Neil Blomkamp's going to require a little more conversation.
Oh.
Fair enough. All right, so how do you rate this movie? We'll start with Humaira. How do you rate Push on this scale?
Mixed feelings.
This one? Mixed feelings, flawed but worthy, moderately insightful.
So 2.5 stars.
Yeah.
2.5 stars.
Right. Busy.
Were you talking to the kids or?
No.
Okay.
No, it was just busy. It's a lot going on.
Okay. What do you have to say, Derry?
So, I mean, I thought it was very interesting. I would have probably off the top of my head probably said like a 3.5.
Okay.
I had never seen this movie before.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the concept of you have all these different people with powers.
Yeah.
But you don't have, it's not like mutants where you mutate and you have multiple powers and there's just like, they just keep adding up. Like all these different people have unique powers. I like that this one, like it was almost like you're working within a set, like of limitations of what people could do.
Right.
So it gives it a little more stakes when they just can't do anything. Like in comics, you can create a character that can do anything. Like, hey, we got this problem, so we'll just, call this guy in from Saskatchewan who we know can have this special power. In this movie, you couldn't really do that. You had to figure out a way to overcome the powers that were already known and everything, and you couldn't just create something like that. Visually, it was it was the style of that era. I've found I really don't like watching a lot of like non-blockbuster movies from the late 2000s, like 7, 8, 9. They had this like grainy, like jumpy style to them, and this one had a lot of that to it. I did think that the scene in the fish market was really fucking cool, where the dude was like yelling, and like the fish were just like exploding in the fish tanks. Like I thought, like that was cool. I mean, I was entertained the whole movie. I mean, I would say 3.5 stars, maybe like between 3.5 and 4. Like I was engaged in the movie the whole time. It's not something that I would pick up again though, and like, oh man, I gotta watch this. It's another one of those. Hey, if it's on TV and I got nothing better to do, I'll rewatch it. But I mean, obviously Chris Evans is in it, but it's his pre-Captain America days, so he plays a much different character than probably what he would ever play now.
Right.
But yeah, I would say solid 3.5 for me.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say I would give it 3 stars. It's good, interesting concept or execution, eye-opening. Yeah, I would say that's fairly accurate. But a couple things. Well, first of all, the ending really disappointed me. It just didn't feel like there was any kind of resolution to the character's main problem. So like they didn't get the mother back, and it's kind of frustrating when you don't get that resolution. And then the fact that there was never a sequel that was tied up, even though I think this potentially has a sequel. I think this has sequel potential. I'm surprised that it didn't already, because I mean, they've rebooted and redone 500,000 other stupid ass shit, but this was one that had a fairly decent concept. The ending felt a little played out a little bit because they had to outthink the overthinker type things. And it was like they had to be secret and subtle, and then doing all this thing and having their minds erased and stuff like that. So it just felt a little unnecessary. In that regard, there had to have been, what they had. What was it? Shade or a blocker or something, or they should have had some way to deal with them, with these seer people. But
watching.
Yeah. I don't know. So that was frustrating that it didn't get a sequel, and frustrating at the end it didn't wrap up anything.
Right.
It just ended. But what do you think?
Once Zombie hits I think I have a theory on why there was never a sequel, looking at some of the stats.
Yeah. What do you say, Zombie?
I think we need to elect for a negative option.
Yeah.
Well, atrocity, gouge my eyes out, sinful.
So I wouldn't agree with that description for like the no star type of thing. I agree more with the wording. So I guess I'm going to go with 2 stars: disappointing, mediocre, and uninteresting. Okay. I just lost interest in this movie. It just felt like it droned on and on with hardly any point. Like, yeah, okay, we get it. There's a problem. These people are after you and all that kind of stuff. But it felt like it just meandered all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, your dad died. Okay, they've got your mom. Well, what's this other girl's story? She don't even know who she is or whatever. Right. You know, it just kept going on and on. I stopped watching. I let it play. So I was listening, and I'd look up every now and then, but I got a lot done during that movie. I finished a couple of commissions, as a matter of fact, during playing that movie. So I guess if I'm forced into this, it's going to be a 2-star for me. The entire time, I kept waiting for our hero of the movie to, once he caught up with one guy that, you know, killed his dad. I kept waiting for the line, "Hello, my name is Indigo Montoya. Prepare to die."
Right.
It's just like, okay, well, you didn't even get to kill him. You told, you know, what's her face to do it or whatever. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm clocking out on this one.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy this movie.
Have you seen this one before, Zombie?
I have seen bits and pieces of it, and I can still say that I've seen bits and pieces of it, even though it sat here and played. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one I had never watched before. Like, somehow one of the movies that it was on my radar, but I just never watched it. But
it was so uninteresting to me back then that I don't remember most of it. But I remember fragments, bits and pieces of it. So I had at one point seen this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw it in theater at back in the day when it was out, and but I remember at first there was only I think we missed the beginning part of it because I didn't remember the beginning part of it, and then as soon as it got to the dice rolling thing, it was just like, oh yeah, that's right. That's how I thought this movie started out, but it instead there was this whole other little backstory with the father and stuff beforehand, and it's like, okay, that explains it. And then I was just like, oh yeah, and then I remembered, oh, that's why I apparently didn't really like it that much. But
I mean, so on IMDb it's a 6.1 out of 10. So I mean, it's middle of the road. What most other people think.
I think that's a bit gracious.
Yeah, and it might be. I mean, I was a bit gracious, you know, by your book. Damn, now I know what it feels like when I trash Fast and the Furious, and Dustin's over there enjoying the hell out of it.
I mean, I have a very specific taste of movie that I really enjoy, and this was not it.
And the thing is, though, is it was all new to me. So, like, I didn't know anything that was coming. I will agree with Dustin. Like, there was a lot left to be desired at the end of the movie. One thing that really bothers me is her eye goes black, and then Diamond Hansu's character shoots himself on a private jet. So I'm like, I was like, okay, but I'm not trying to be overly ticky-tack on stuff. Like, movies do stupid shit all the time.
Yeah.
But I was fairly like into it though, sitting there watching it, and it might just be because hey, it's something I've never seen, and but this was not a commercial success. It lost money in the United States. Worldwide, it only made about 10 million. When you stack that on top of what the budget was, so this is a movie where I think they were shooting for a franchise. And thought that they were going to get one, so they didn't make the first movie as if it was a standalone movie.
Yeah.
and they were gambling that people were going to be interested enough to bring a sequel, and you don't have any flagship property in it that was going to force it to have a sequel. Like, it's not a real superhero movie.
Right.
You don't have a Batman or a Spider-Man or anything to be like, it's going to carry so much money and be successful no matter what.
Right.
So execution, I think, shot him in the foot. I did like that it was set in Hong Kong.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it wasn't just because I always thought it was like in New York or something.
Right.
And then when I saw it was in Hong Kong, that was made the movie more interesting than if it was just set in America for me. But we could just put a bullet in this one's head and move on. But Zombie has to go first on the next movie.
Okay.
How about that? We go reverse order on the next one.
Okay.
Do you want me to pull up the chart again so you can think about it? Or do you have it in your mind already?
I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Join the club.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess I gotta.
So it's too new for me to remember it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Elysium. All right. Yeah, I really should have read this thing. I'm sorry. Let's see. I did not hate this movie.
Yeah.
To me, this one definitely had a better flow to it than Push did.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a character that is introduced, our main character, and he's very relatable. He's hard luck, down on his luck or whatever.
Hey, Edwin.
Working a shit job, just relatable, like I said.
Yeah. It's very much relatable.
So the trouble that he got into with his little accident or whatever, I'd have told that boss, you know what? Ain't no effing way. Nope.
Seriously.
Where's OSHA at when you need OSHA?
Not there.
They're up on the space station. They don't care.
Right. They don't give a crap about anyone down there.
So I would probably say 3.5. It wasn't great by any means, but I think it had a decent story to it. The action scenes in it were pretty good. I mean, it's already, we're dealing with an abandoned Earth, people left behind in a space station that people are living it up on. So it's total fantasy right now anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would say 3.5.
Have you seen either District 9 or Chappie?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't seen Chappie. District 9, yes. It had the exact same feel.
It's the same director.
Same director.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, I already knew that I was in for a good time whenever they introduced the sleeper agent and his name was Kruger. I'm like, oh yeah, it's on. Like he's gonna be a badass with a name like Kruger. Come on.
Yeah, I agree. Who's next?
You are.
Me? Oh,
We're going in reverse order.
Well, I don't remember what order we went in to begin with.
It'll be you, me, and then Pumaira.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'd say 3.5. Right here, 3.5. I thought it was very good. Interesting concept, execution, evoking. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums up what I thought. Because there were a lot of cool things about the movie. Like, I really liked that exosuit that enhanced your strength.
It's like the leg brace Bruce Wayne puts on in
right,
The Dark Knight Rises.
Right. The magical brace that you can now kick through bricks. If that's the case, I think everyone over 40 needs to have that.
35.
Yeah, I said over 40 because, I imagine if I'm as bad as what I am, then I imagine they're worse. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I know I need it. I need to be able to kick through bricks.
Thanks.
Hey.
But yeah, so but I like Neil Blomkamp. I really enjoyed it. There wasn't. I guess he sort of works from his own universe. I know because it felt very much like Chappie and which I haven't seen yet, and it felt very much like District 9, which I loved. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really fun. I think the way they heal people with the little tanks, that would be so nice.
Yeah.
Especially, coming from someone who's had cancer, who could have just sat in a machine and then boom, that's fixed immediately, essentially. I think that would be pretty cool. Or to freaking have your face 3D printed back into existence because they blew it off. Like, dude, I mean, come on. That was brutal when that grenade went off and or he fired the gun and it blew that dude's face away. It was like, that is outrageous. Yeah. I think I literally sat up. I was like, oh, damn.
You did.
And dude was still breathing. You can hear it going and stuff. It's like, oh, yeah, and he's still alive. Holy crap.
Yeah. And they just sort of like shuffle him into the machine and it's like, rank.
Oh, and it was hilarious. His two buddies were pretty much poking fun at him while they were doing it. So.
Yeah. Yes, they were. They were like, oh, how about the blue?
Yeah, he's gonna be pissed when he wakes up.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. But I would really like that. I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like having a ring separate to separate the rich people from the poor people. I feel like that's already where we're at.
Right.
So that's what's going to happen.
I know.
I mean, it's written in the stars that's how it would be organized.
Right. So I'm just not looking forward to that happening in one day because it feels like it will. Because I mean, what was it? Elon Musk is working on the commercial airline shit and all that. I mean,
I don't care. I'm dying on
vacation in space.
I'm not flying again. I don't give a shit if it's to space. I'm dying on this rock.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think it would be cool to see outer space, but at the same time, I don't really want to deal with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty dangerous.
Haven't you learned anything from watching For All Mankind? You go to space and shit's gonna fuck up.
Oh, I know. I know.
100%.
And that's why
there's no margin of error in space.
Yeah.
Nope.
There is no one to hear you scream. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, so this is random, but I really want to come back to talk about Romulus at some point. The new Alien movie that comes out in August, but that'll be cool. Anyway, Pumaira, what do you think?
Oh, Derry.
It don't matter. We can go whatever order.
Whichever order.
I just wanted Zombie to go first. So go ahead.
He was probably sitting there thinking, why did Dustin go and he skipped Zombie? Oh shit, here we go.
I give it 4 stars. The technology in it is freaking amazing. Would really love to have one of those healing machines.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah. Get some new knees and hips and backs, dude. Be golden.
New kidneys.
New liver.
Yeah, anything can be 3D printed now.
I'd be drunk all the time.
Although I didn't like the part where the droid or the robot at the beginning accused him of something when he didn't have any. That was.
Oh yeah,
that was a little rough.
That was some bull crap.
Don't be a smart ass, Derry. You and I are screwed.
Oh yeah, I'd be dead first day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Seems like
Even the
that's their
probation
future.
officer, he was cracking jokes with that robot. And it's a federal offense to, whatever a probation officer. He's like, no, sorry, yeah, got it. Sorry.
Yeah. I just don't like.
Fuck you, Chuck E. Cheese looking motherfucker. How about that?
Seriously, like I just don't want to apologize to anyone that. I
apologize to our audience tonight. I'm usually not this foul mouthed. I'm just in a bad mood.
Yeah, you're taking over my spot.
I've had a rough week. Okay, I've had a rough week.
But yeah. So who's next? Derry.
Yep. So I'll wait and do my rating in a second. So to me, this is, even though they're not directly connected, this is part of like his trilogy. Of movies.
Do you consider do you consider Chappie to be his trilogy?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's very much so he has just such a style, and he loves that near future sci-fi.
Yeah.
And the way he builds his worlds and the way they look really aligns with me on what I think sci-fi in the future would be. Like it's a bunch of junk welded together, and it's abused and just dystopian and all that. And so I think like it resonates with me. Like when I look at stuff like Star Trek and stuff like that, where everything's nice and shiny, that's not really my sci-fi. Like I like the real gritty, like space sucks and like just shit's gonna be dirty and falling apart all the time.
I can confirm that. Like you go through any equipment room, engine room, or whatever at a functioning establishment anywhere, and it's gonna be dirty and nasty. When you see the engine rooms and stuff and Star Trek and all that shit, you can eat off the floors. Calling bullshit on that all the way.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's the ones in the newer Star Trek movies were the Budweiser plant in St. Louis, and it's really that clean in there. But it's easy to keep something like that clean versus actual.
That's a little bit different. That's you're dealing with something that a consumed product. You're putting that into your body, So things like pharmaceutical companies and beverage companies, food processors,
they have to do it.
They have to be clean. But I'm talking about like if you're, you go to an engine room on a ship, a sea vessel or whatever, it's going to be hot. It's going to be loud. It's going to be dirty. I don't care how clean you think it's going to be. Erase all expectation of that.
Right.
It's going to be filthy.
There's just a level
because
of grime.
There's real people doing real work that keep that shit running, and they're going to do whatever it takes.
Yeah, the oil and hydraulic fluid will be all over everything.
Exactly.
There's no stopping it.
You're not going down there without getting something on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've always liked his style. I mean, I loved District 9 when it first came out. It was so different than stuff that I had seen before. Out of the three movies, though, I will say this one, in my opinion, is the weakest of the three. It was billed to be a blockbuster. Hey, we got Matt Damon. Like, this was gonna be the breakthrough movie, which actually I thought this was the most recent one.
Yeah.
When actually this one was 13 and Chappie was 2015. So this one was supposed to like build off of the momentum of District 9 and create a much bigger universe, which it really didn't do. It wasn't that commercially successful to account for the salaries that they paid and all of that. So to me, it's the weakest of the three. I still think it's a good movie. I mean, I'm probably waffling between 3.5 and maybe a 4, but probably closer to a 3.5 at the end of the day, just because I know he's made 2 other movies that are better. Now, this movie did have some of the better characters. I think Kruger, like choosing, what's his name? Charlton Copley. He's a huge nerd in District 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he played Murdoch in the A-Team, the reboot of the A-Team. So he's like a goofy ass nerdy character, and then you make him a psychopath in this movie. I thought that was. There's nothing scarier than like a dude you don't think would be a psychopath who like displays psychopathic tendencies. Like people would look at me and be like, "Oh yeah, that dude's a fucking psychopath," but they'd probably look at Zombie and be like, "That dude scares the hell out of me because he's a psycho." So
I not to brag, but I can laugh without smiling and having any sort of facial.
It makes sense. It tracks. Like I feel like 100%.
So I can dead ass stone face laugh and not look like I'm moving a muscle on my face. So
that's talent.
We're not surprised. So, I mean, I think they had some really good characters in this one. I just don't think it came together as well as the other two movies. District 9. I mean, you guys have seen it. If you haven't seen it out there, go watch it. It's a really good movie. So Chappie, he actually plays Chappie. So he's the voice of Chappie. You get to see Hugh Jackman with like a nice little baby mullet. You get Sigourney Weaver's in it, which she's always been one of my favorite actresses. So like Chappie, it has a rap group in it that are the two people who eventually end up taking Chappie. I think their group name's like Die Antwoord or something. I think they're like South African rappers. They have a very unique look that fits very well in his universe, and they play two really good characters. Like one's name's Ninja, and I forget what the girl's name is. It just like they did a really good job with it, and that was another movie where like his movies are never going to blow people away like the masses. Like it's more niche, like if that's what you're into. But I mean, I think the universe that he's created in his sci-fi is just really freaking good. Yeah. And I would consume as much of it as I could. But I did look and see there was some other stuff that he had done that I was surprised about. He did the Gran Turismo movie that came out that was based off the game.
Yeah.
He directed it. And I'm like, I didn't watch it because I thought, how are they going to make this interesting?
It was very good.
So that's probably why. Is because he did it. Yeah. That blew me away when I saw that because I didn't ever expect him to do something like that.
Right.
I wouldn't have thought that his last movie of these was 2015. Like I thought I had seen something. I thought Chappie came out in like 2018. So like it was weird to me when I saw this. I said, this movie's already been out 11 years.
Wow.
For Elysium? Like it just doesn't feel like that. So, but I mean, overall, I thought it was a good movie. I think I would prefer the other two. They were a little more unique in their ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
But I would recommend, like, if you guys get the chance, watch Chappie. It's got some good humor in it, like the robot. He's it's pretty funny, and Dev Patel's in it. Do you guys know who he is?
Yeah,
the Monkey Man guy, the Monkey Man movie or whatever that just came out a while back.
Yeah, he was in Green Knight too.
Yeah. Oh, there's one that'll blow your mind. Well, I mean, not necessarily in a good way, guys.
Right.
Not like it was great.
Yeah, it was okay. It just, I don't know. I don't even know if I should say it's okay. It was one where you just kind of ends and you go, what the fuck? You're waiting for it to get good, and then it's just like, oh, it's over.
It's over.
The credits are rolling. What the hell?
It's the imagery is just so off the wall.
Yeah.
And just kind of weird at the end of the day. Like, yeah. We should watch it and review it. I don't think I could sit through it again, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Have I seen it?
No.
My wife literally watched, I think, 15 minutes of it and then just started doing something else. That's how good it was.
I don't think I can reach him. I got a Green Knight up here. I think I prefer him a lot more.
Let me think.
I'm pretty sure. I thought it said he had something to do with the Monkey Man movie.
I thought he was in it too.
Let me see here. No, Dev Patel is. I thought Neil Blomkamp was attached to it somehow. No, Dev Patel wrote it and directed it. Maybe he's a producer. Now I want to see it though, because it looked kind of crazy, like a Indian version of John Wick or something like that.
Yeah, very much. Let's see, where is the movie that I was just thinking about? Dang it.
I'm gonna hop into Tubi and see.
Oh, are we picking movies for next week?
Well, I was just gonna start looking to see if I had any ideas.
Because I got a pick. I have a few picks, and I'm going, Well, I found that. I'm like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't look at anything, so
I've never seen that before, and okay, I said, okay, I'm gonna suggest this one, and then I came across something else. I'm going, ooh, maybe I'll suggest that one instead. So what I found, and it relates to something that I bought from you, Dustin.
Okay.
Cthulhu?
Oh, yeah. You remember this?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Hercules. On Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh my God, yes.
I've never seen that movie.
I literally said last week I wanted to see this movie again.
So Dustin painted this. He painted this, and I bought this from him. And then after we got it, here we go. After I got it in hand, I'm like, hey, wait, did you know you painted his hair the same color as the lion's mane? Which I don't care. I love it. I'm like, yeah, no, dude, this is staying with me forever.
Wait, where's his hair?
Right.
So right here along the sides, there's a different sculpt texture.
Okay.
Than the rest of the mane. So I can see why you missed it, but that was
one of the first things I ever painted. So
no, and dude, it's staying in my collection. Like I mean, you see, I still have it.
Yeah,
but I
that's just because you don't have the courage to throw it away yet.
All right, you. No, this is like totally special to me. Like, there's no way I'm getting rid of this. My best bud painted this. So yeah, I just stumbled on it. Like, I had already picked a different movie to suggest for this coming week, and it's probably a stinker. But then I saw that, I'm going, nope, that's it.
Dude, Ian McShane in this movie, I laugh my ass off at him every time I watch it. His character is so fucking funny, and there's one scene that just with him and The Rock that I find hilarious, and you need to try to guess what scene it is when you watch it.
Okay. All
right. It's so good.
I will.
Dude, I'm so down for Hercules. I'll watch that motherfucker tonight.
All right. So we got our first pick. I'll keep the other one in reserve because it's not time stamped. I think Hercules is like 13 more days or whatever to view it.
I haven't looked at anything, so Dustin, Tamara, you guys got any ideas?
Yeah,
we're getting close into the month, so Tubi's going to cycle some stuff out. So don't wait to watch. Watch as soon as you can.
Yeah. So I have things that I've never seen before, but I haven't looked them up yet. Well, and some of them I might have seen, but I don't remember. But so The Descent.
I've seen that one.
Okay.
Bone and Blood.
Bone and Blood.
Yeah, it has Michael Jai White in it. Children of the Corn.
Ooh.
I've never seen that. Blair Witch.
Ooh.
Never seen that.
You've never seen Blair Witch, as old as that damn movie is.
I know.
That might be a very divisive one.
Yeah.
Too.
And the final suggestion I have is Mad Max, because I've never seen that.
You're talking the original one.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
A lot of people have never seen Mad Max, but they've seen The Road Warrior and Thunderdome.
Right, yeah. It's a very different movie. It is a very different movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the
first Mad Max. Yep. It's
how it starts.
It's pre-apocalypse, basically.
Okay.
They haven't had the nuclear war to the degree yet that
the Road Warrior has. I think it did happen. It's just like it's in the beginning. I think there's flashbacks to the time before, because that's how they refer to it, as like the before time or whatever.
Because at the very beginning of the Road Warrior is where they show the montage of like the war happening. I think that's why I always thought that the first Mad Max was kind of right before it happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's still like houses and stuff in the first film, so it hasn't completely gone to shit yet. But I think it's kind of in the process. But I mean, where they're located at is kind of in the middle of nowhere, so you're kind of going to be the last to be affected by anything anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's around that time, like as shit's falling apart.
Okay.
Yeah. Which Blood and Bone is on Tubi.
Yeah.
I think they're all on Tubi. Is that what you were saying, Dustin?
Yeah.
I don't think the first Mad Max is.
Yeah, I don't think it is. But as I was rolling through my feed or something, I saw something come up about Mel Gibson's Mad Max. And I'm like, I actually haven't seen that, so I put it on the list. And the other one that it feels like a Blomkamp movie, but it's not. At least I don't think. I really, really love this movie, and I watch it anytime that it's on TV. And that is Battle Los Angeles.
Oh, Battlefield Los Angeles? Is it the one with Aaron Eckhart in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess they changed the title at some point. It's just Battle Los Angeles.
It might have always been that, and I might have just put Battlefield on there.
Battle Los Angeles. Because
I thought you were talking about Battlefield Earth. I'm going.
No, I haven't seen that. So
with like Staying Alive, dude, in it. What are you? Yeah,
that would Battlefield Earth. Ooh, the Scientology, like Quran or whatever you want to say. So that one's not on Tubi. There is one called Battle of Los Angeles that has Kel Mitchell from Kenan and Kel fame.
Oh no.
Yeah, he is the star of the movie too.
Excuse me.
So that one's good.
Oh boy.
All right, so what are we picking? The Descent, Children of the Corn, Blair Witch, Mad Max. Or wait, we said Mad Max isn't on Tubi, right?
No, we'd have to look and see if it's on something else.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at these to see if any of them are on here. Blair Witch is on Tubi.
Yeah.
Well, are you talking about the very original Blair Witch? Because there's two movies now called Blair Witch. There's the Blair Witch Project, and then there's Blair Witch. The Blair Witch
Ooh.
Project is the first one, very first one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
It's one of those found footage ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Blair Witch Project.
The newer one is on Tubi, but not that one.
The second one's hot garbage.
Oh yeah, Book of Shadows, terrible.
Yeah. Oof. So Mad Max is, you ready?
Yeah.
On Max.
Oh.
So,
Well, then let's just do that.
Does you have Max Zombie?
yes.
Okay, I've got it. So
Yeah, we
All right.
got it.
I love the first Mad Max movie, and I don't know if I have it in this room. I have the die cast of the yellow, blue, and red police car that the
Nice.
officers drive, and then it was on my desk at work. I have the V8 Interceptor, which is the car that Mad Max drives.
Mm-hmm.
He has the last of the V8 Interceptors, which is a 1973 Ford Falcon. So you can tell I'm a fan of Mad Max movies because I have all this shit memorized about them.
Well,
look forward to
it's
your
Gary's
review.
week next week. Look,
Oh yeah,
he's going to be beaming next Friday.
Now I will say I didn't ever watch the original Mad Max until after I had already seen Road Warrior and Thunderdome countless times. I didn't probably watch the original Mad Max until I was an adult.
Yeah.
Because my dad just never wanted to watch it because it's not like the other Mad Max movies. It's a completely different type of film.
Yeah. Most people, when you say Mad Max, they're thinking of like the Thunderdome.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the one everybody goes to. That's the one.
Well, and it was the big Americanized commercial.
Right.
Mad Max versus even Road Warrior was still a smaller Australian film.
Right.
Wow. But that does make me want to check out Furiosa because I did kind of forget that it just come out.
Yeah. Because that's one that I keep seeing advertised, Mad Max, and then it reminds me like, oh shit, I haven't seen Fury Road yet, and that is based on that character. So I was like,
so
okay,
what's kind of cool about this movie and Fury Road? So the bad guy from Fury Road, he's got long white hair and he's Emertan Joe. He's got this like thing over his mouth that makes him look evil with teeth, but it's like a breathing apparatus.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who plays him's actually the same guy who plays the bad guy in the original Mad Max, the Toe Cutter. They're the exact same actor. George Miller used them in both movies, but obviously decades, 40 years later or something.
Yeah.
So,
Jeez.
yeah, but it's the exact same guy.
Not to say that it's the same character, just
just the same actor.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we picking?
Oh, I say we do those two, Hercules and Mad Max.
Yeah.
Hercules.
Dude, I'm so happy.
I need to probably put that in
Hercules. My baby boy. I'll toss that knife between the crack of your ass.
Hang on. You all right, Dustin?
Yeah.
You look like you're struggling there, buddy.
No, I was just trying to remember Hercules with The Rock and Mad Max.
Yeah, sorry. Right. I probably should have said the date there for it.
Yeah, because you're saying Hercules, which is from the animated, and it's like I know that's not the right one.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it more from the Nutty Professor.
Yes,
where they're sitting at the dinner table.
From the Nutty
Hercules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then the grandma says, "I'm gonna toss that knife between the crack of your ass."
That should be the closeout for the show. Just record him saying that and we play that.
There you go.
Make people wonder, where the hell did that come from?
I'll never forget that line from that movie ever.
So it's the Dwayne The Rock Johnson version of Hercules, and it's on Tubi, so look it up. Don't get confused with any of the other movies. Don't watch the wrong one and come back next week.
There was another one made right around that time that I didn't like. Yeah.
It showed like him awakening his powers or something else.
Kellen Lutz was Hercules in it.
Right. Isn't that funny how that works out? Sometimes there'll be a movie come out and then there's another movie in production at the same time, and one always comes out before the other.
Yep.
Try to, outshadow one or something like that.
The Prestige and the Illusionist.
That's another really good example. Another one is Stir of Echoes and the I See Dead People, whatever the fuck that movie is.
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Stir of Echoes came out like within that same time frame, and it just didn't get the love. And it's a Kevin Bacon movie.
It's a way better movie too.
It is a way better movie. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, so I liked Sixth Sense, but I knew he was dead from the beginning. It's just like, okay, I see where this is going, and then sure enough, move on. Okay, look, yep, he's dead.
So confession. When I'm at work, I kind of borrow that line where he says, "I see dead people," but I don't say dumb. I don't say dead. I say dumb. I see dumb people.
Yeah.
I actually say
you can get a shirt
people.
that says that too. Yeah, wear.
Cafe Press.
It'll be in our store later this month. No, I'm just
That'd be cool.
I do want to pull like snippets of shit that we've said and put them on T-shirts, just because I think that's fun.
As long as they're not white T-shirts, I don't.
Mine will just be special characters. Beep 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 beep.
And then just dash dairy.
No, I want a shirt that says, "I'll toss this knife between the crack of your ass." Like, that'd be my shirt.
There you go.
All right.
Cool.
All right, so we have our movies. Mad Max is on Max.
Yep, Max.
And the Hercules is on Tubi.
Tubi.
What?
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yes, you have your assignment. Meet us back
I'm
next
starting
week.
mine right now.
He's got it queued up and waiting. Roll credits.
Yeah, he does.
Harry, get this on the tube. I'm gonna text her. She's at one room over.
We'll do that. Let's see. We'll do our exit intro. All right. Until next time, have fun and see you next week. Where's the closing?